of you ever thought about their own death? Oh, that's more than I expected. It's a tough question for being here at 9 in the morning, I know. So maybe let's start with something a little bit more basic before I'm going to introduce myself and you get a feeling for what we're going to do. If you're wondering if this is the right talk, yes, it is. It's about how to monetize your strengths and set up an online business. And before we start, I would love to know who of you ever did something job-wise you didn't like? Raise your hands. Okay. Who of you is already doing something that fulfills him or her? Okay, so why are you in this talk? Maybe I can give you some more inspiration. And coming back to the first question, who of you thought about their own death and what do you see then? I can tell you what I see. Well, kind of, I was trying to visualize it. I see this or something like this. And why do I talk about it? Because, of course, there are different ways how to find out what your strengths are and what you can do in life. And when I was thinking about my death, hopefully I have, if I'm lucky, around 80 summers on this planet, I want to look back and there are always coming two words in my mind. And this is no regrets. I don't want to regret anything I'm doing. I don't want to regret the people I'm with. I don't want to regret the adventures I had. I don't want to stuck in an office, and I don't want to regret my profession. So I was thinking, what can I do to have a job that completely fulfills me? And in the end of my life, I don't have to regret anything. And today, I show you my way, how you can do it, and maybe it will resonate with you, or maybe not. Both is okay. So when people ask me, what are you doing for a living? I mean, that was a nice introduction, but I normally answer the things I love because I want to be happy. So what is this? I just give you a quick introduction. Trust me, I want you to be in the focus of this talk and I want you to have an outcome, but I think it's good for you to get a feeling who I am. Very quick introduction. My name is Alina, born in Germany, moved to Austria many, many years ago. I was a tour guide there. I love to transfer knowledge. Yeah. Then I went to a TV show working there. Probably you know this. I was not one of the coaches. I was just working there. It's The Voice of Germany in this case. And then I became the personal assistant of this woman. Are there any Germans? Woohoo! Okay, this is Lena Gerke, a top model, whatever. I was working for her, and then I created my own business because I realized, what do I love? Three things. I love to connect people. I'm the person, like, if you talk to me, telling me something about your business, I'm the person saying, oh, do you know X, Y, Z? Do you know this person? Maybe you should connect. I really love this. I love to transfer knowledge because I love to get knowledge and then transfer it in simple words. And I love to accompany people or to take care of people and make them grow. And this is why, just very short, I have these three businesses. Deine Zeit, it's German. It's a virtual assistant agency. This one I don't own. It's the unemployment government thing in Germany, but I work for them. And Remote Revolution, a platform for remote workers and companies that brings them together. So let's go back to the things I love. I love to connect people, I love to transfer knowledge, and I love to take care of people. So with these three things, I can exactly do this, and this is why I would say I'm very happy, and I hope to give you some of this happiness. Now it's, of course, about you. How can you monetize your strength? Hard work. Hard word, I'm sorry. I regret that I chose it. So, of course, we are all looking for money. But something I realized when I'm helping people to found their business in this government program is that many people think, how can I make money to travel the world or to fulfill my dreams, whatever. But basically, I think you need to see it from a different perspective. There's a quote I really like, and you don't find in every calendar. Maybe you know this. It says, if I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 6 of them sharpening my axe. What does it mean? It means the focus shouldn't be on how to monetize the things. The focus should be what you can monetize and how to find this out. Because I met many people who are doing, I don't know, websites, but this is not really their passion, but they do it because they think they can make money with it and then travel the world. So in this talk, I'm trying to give you just a new perspective. So again, how can you monetize your strength from another perspective? And for this, we are looking at these wonderful 3 circles, 1, 2, and 3. I wrote a book last year, and I don't know, I had these 3 circles in mind and thought this would explain what it is in my head. The first one is basically the most important one. This is why I'm going to tell you this one at the end, and start with number 2. So, second question, what are you good at? What are you really good at? If you want, you can take some notes. There's these 3 things. I will always come back to them. And then hopefully you can get more clarity about what you can monetize. So what are you good at? How do you find this out? Who already knows what you are good at? Okay, I would say maybe half, and some like, I don't know. Okay, for those who doesn't know yet, or maybe also for them who know and want some inspiration, how can you find this out? There are 2 perspectives. You can either focus on your strength or on something else. Let's talk about the strengths first. If you want to find this out, the best way to do it on your own is reflection. I think reflection is one of the skills. I'm so glad that I learned how to do this, to learn more about myself and then use this also business-wise and in my personal life. If you don't know how to do it, start with YouTube, with different audios, with kind of meditations, with questions you can ask yourself. There are also these books you can buy, you will have for a year, and every single day you get a question from this book and you can answer. And it's also kind of reflection, because in the end, it's not about what I'm telling you what you should do in your life, it's about that you find it out by your own. If this is not your thing, fine, then maybe do a test. And there are different types of people, so different types of tests. Some believe in human design, which is not really a test, but it's also a guidance. I think sometimes it's good. We're humans, we want to be put in a box and get a guideline. And human design is doing this. If you're into this, if you're a more logical person, you can do the Genius U test, for example. Or I'm a fan of the Myers-Briggs 16 personalities. You can scan this code if you want, or you can just type in Google, 16 personalities, Myers-Briggs. Maybe you saw it in some Tinder profiles. This is when people just write down ENFP or INJTJ, whatever. It's these 4 letters, and in the end you get more clarification about your strengths and also about your weaknesses. I think it's important to read this as well, because even if you don't identify yourself with it, you get more and more clarity. Or, for the more advanced people, this is the more challenging part, ask your friends. It's a thing many people don't really want to do, because if you ask someone, hey, can you tell me what I'm good at? It's maybe a little bit weird, and there is a risk that the person really thinks about you and also thinks about what you're not so good at or what she doesn't like about you. But by doing this, or ask your colleagues, your friends, your digital nomads, you get more and more a picture about yourself, what other people value about you. And if people tell you 5 times, I love that, I can trust your word. If you tell me I'm going to support you, you really support me, then that gets you clarity again. Or the other point is, look at your weaknesses. That's also more advanced. I think the more reflected you are, the more you are able to also look on your weaknesses and think about them and admit when you made mistakes. I'm going to give you an example, because sometimes things you thought your whole life are your weaknesses can become your biggest strength. So, I give you an example. It's a note basically from me, whatever. Uh, Let me tell you a short story from school. I didn't really had a nice time at school. Imagine you are 13 and you are as tall as I'm now, so 188, 6.2 inches. I didn't had a good time. I was always an outsider due to my presence, but also because of my character. Because one thing I always had is honesty. I'm not one of these fake persons. That's probably also why I left the TV industry. I cannot, I will never tell you, oh my God, that's great, when I think, no, it's not. And at school, that was a big challenge. People hated me because I was honest. I was giving them honest feedback. Now, with having my businesses, this is why people come to me. People who have a business and want me as a consultant know when they ask me something, they will always get an honest answer. Doesn't have to be that this is the non plus ultra and that has to be the truth, but they know I'm not fake, and this is something that's really cool, business-wise. I give you another example from a person I really like. It's my sister, as you can probably not see. But yes, we are sisters. She picked me up in the airport in Cologne, and my sister and I, we speak different love languages. There are videos existing when I was 9 months where she was always hugging me, always hug me. And I was like, always, no, don't do this. I don't want this. And she had this problem because she was always too touchy for people. That's her way to say, hey, I like you, I want to connect with you. But people were like overwhelmed and didn't really like it. After a while, she realized, hey, what can I do with this thing that is kind of a burden? Maybe I can transfer it. Guess what she is doing now? Massage? Same, but different. She's a cuddling therapist. And yes, that exists. It's a big thing, especially after COVID. People feel lonely, people need hugs. It's not sexual at all. To just make this clear, you just cuddle. And she opened her own business as a cuddling therapist. And now she's happy because she can cuddle the whole day, and I'm happy because I don't have to. So it's perfect. So what I'm trying to tell you, think about your weaknesses as well, and maybe you can see it from another perspective and use them business-wise. Let's look at number 3. Oh, I'm talking a lot. I will move on a little bit. Is there a market? You need to check if there's a market for what you think you are good at. Sometimes we are good at things, but no one cares about it. Right now, I have someone in my coaching who is German, Turkish, and she said, I'm good at translating. And I said, well, is there really still a market after we all have AI? Why should someone pay you 120 euros an hour and you can just put it somewhere and it's much faster? So you need to check the market. The market normally means demand and supply. You need to do some research. You have to ask potential clients. You probably all know this. And then think if you can turn the things you are good at into your USP. As I told you, me with my honesty, it's kind of a USP in my market because I'm not telling virtual assistants, you can work from the beach all day. I'm telling you, no, you're getting self-employed. It's tough, but I will help you. Another example, I'm very praxis-oriented. I think it's always better to understand the things. Last week, I had someone in my coaching. Her name is Magda, and her audience are speakers. So we were thinking about these 3 circles and started with number 3. What is your audience? Speakers. Okay, fine. What are you good at? Copywriting. Okay, so she said, I will become a copywriter for speakers. And I was like, okay, that's nothing brand new. What can we do? And during our talks, we found out something, her real strength. And that was because we were looking at the first circle. What do I love? And she told me, I love to listen to people and then to put all the things they tell me in a nutshell, do some designs, make it in a nice way, and give it to them. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe there could be a market. And again, her audience are speakers. What do speakers love the most? Almost themselves. Well, they love themselves. And we created a product which is good for them because they get a book in the end of 15 or 20 pages about them with nice pictures, and they can send this book out to their clients. So the clients receive something, they have some haptical, they can touch it. The speakers are happy because they can present themselves, and they do something which is no one else doing, or very few people. And we also have an upsell, like when the speakers really, really love themselves, they can do the extended version, like 50 pages only about them. Amazing. And people pay for this. So this product is between 1,200 and 3,000 euros. And people pay for it. So if you see it from this perspective, not only the hard facts, also what you're burning for, and sometimes discounts after a while, you can create completely different products. So your task is, you need to find out what you love. Who already knows what you love? Yeah, I asked this already, and who is already making money with it? Okay, and the rest, you don't know or you don't make money with it? Oh, no money. Okay, that's the other point. Good point, because basically I'm telling you, find out what you love, then create a product, and then sell it. But there are also things you love, but you don't really want to make money with. So you always need to think about the things again, what you love, first step, then create the businesses around, okay? But in between, you need to do the 1, 2, 3 check. And this is, you check these circles. What do I love? What I'm good at? Is there a market? So, for example, I love poker, and maybe there would be a market as a female poker player, but am I good at? Depends on the perspective. So I wouldn't really monetize it. Yeah? Or maybe you love to do translation, as I said, and you love this and you're good at, but there is no market anymore because of AI, probably. So the goal is to find the middle where all the three circles are overlapping. And I know it sounds very, very simple, but if you want to make money with something that really fulfills you, this is the basic. You really should invest some time in these three circles and do some research about things and the market, but also about yourself. And then in the next step, when you have the basis, you can monetize it. And maybe a few words here. Who is already having an online business? And who is employed? Oh, that's okay, more than I thought. So for those people who are employed and those who don't make money with what they love, think about what you're good at, think about your strengths, your weaknesses, and then create the product. And if you want to go other steps after this, then think about who could be interested in your product and just test it. I mean, the easiest way for all the beginners who doesn't know, there are platforms you can use, of course, Fiverr.com or Upwork, or also some German platforms who pay a little bit better. It's called mold.de. So if you say, I love to take reels, I love to create videos, and I'm very good at creating reels that can go viral, and yes, there is a market, just test it. Put your offer on Fiverr, on Upwork, on whatever, post it in a Facebook group, and just find out what the resonance is. If people react to it, or if they say, I don't really care, to get a feeling for the market. And then you can more and more, of course, monetize all of these things and just maybe start with a side business or go fully into it. So, a quick recap, because I really want you to go home with something you remember. So, this is the bigger slide I hope you can read it, yes. To summarize it, first, find out what you love. Second, find out what you're good at. Third, find out if there's a market. Then do the 1, 2, 3 check. And only if there is a hell yes to everything and you found everything of these three circles out, then it's a business. Otherwise, it should be just a hobby. Can be a nice hobby, can be a hobby where you meet new friends, but it's nothing you should monetize. As I told you about my passion for poker or beach volleyball, I love both, I'm not good at it, so I'm not making money with it, okay? And then monetize. And now I want you to come into action. So I want you to shower. You will probably shower today maybe in the evening or at the pool party or whatever. So when you shower, think about me and think about what do you want to see before leaving this planet. Starting from this perspective will change your motivation and how you see the things and how you create your business. This was how I was doing it. It doesn't have to be the right way for everyone. I'm just sharing my experience. And if you get some clarity about this and you know what you want after the 80 summers here on the planet, feel free to tag me on Instagram. Maybe you found this out also when you took a picture, because I can't. Would be super cool to get a picture. It's DeinetZeitfee on Instagram. You can use the hashtag no regrets. You can also just point out what your 3 strengths are, or what you love, or what you took away from this talk. I hope there's something you can go out here and think, okay, maybe I should try this way. And I want you to do at least one test. So do the 16 personalities test, go to human design on conference, do the genius you, do a reflection, ask your friends. One of these 5 things, just text your friends today. Hey, I went to a workshop, I know maybe it would be weird, but can you help me? What do you really like about me? And then it's so cool what people tell you, because often the things you think I'm so bad at, people really appreciate about your presence. If you don't want to do this on Instagram, fine. If you don't want to do it at all, fine. You can just connect with me on LinkedIn, more professional thing. Alina, that's my name. And I hope I was able to give you another way of thinking and just like some little inspiration. Thank you.